She said only kinky sex.
Hello, it's Amanda, the Real Deal Serrano, and I would like to give a special shout out to Can't Talk Too Much and Punch Gang.
Hello everyone, it's three-time world champion Victor Ortiz. I'd like to give a shout out to Can't Talk Too Much.
Hey, this is Monique Billings from the WNBA's Atlanta Dream, and I'd like to give a special shout out to Can't Talk Too Much.
What's the deal? It's the champ Shannon Cannon Briggs. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Shout out to the Cam Talk Too Much in the Punch Gang. Keep punching on the opposition.
So let me slide, do a crime like we Bonnie and Clyde, and I never hide. Meet me outside by my fucking ride, and this shit real.
I want to give a big shout out to my best friend Cam Talk Too Much, Punch Gang.
Cam Talk Too Much.
Like all the time. Said you mine, why the fucking line? Now you ain't even had no basis. Like all night. If you want me back for myself, we can make it just call me fucking Roosevelt. Hey boy, you know what I'm saying.
Salute to everybody, man. Salute everybody. Today, we have a very special guest in the building, y'all. We got the champ in the building, y'all. We have Mr. Robert Sizzl Sims, WBC champion, business owner, fashion designer. We have Mr. Robert Sizzl Sims in the building, man. Salute. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm good. How you doing out there?
Man, I'm good, man. I want to start off the interview by saying I appreciate you again for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? For this opportunity just to, kind of, get to know you a little bit better and, just pick your mind because, you're a boxing mind. You had you some pretty nice accomplishments and I appreciate you. So I want to start off by asking you, can you tell us how you got started in the sport of boxing?
Yeah, literally I was heading out to the gym just to work out. I wasn't even trying to be a boxer at all. My cousin did it professionally for years. And I was just asking him, could he help me, with some regular training? And he was out of town at the time. So he put me with his dad, who's my trainer now. And that's where it started. I literally was just trying to lose some weight and wound up finding a career.
And you fell in love with it from there. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, what were some challenges that you faced in your career, amateur or professional? Or you can say a little bit of both or however you want to answer it.
As an amateur, it was the nerves because, when you go into any situation where you're going to be doing some fighting or there's a potential you can get hurt, it was just getting over them nerves at first. And then as a professional, for me, it was, getting used to that professional style at first. I had carried that amateur style. I had a pretty deep amateur background. I have started as late as I did. So for me, it was just getting used to that professional style, because they coming in to hurt you. Them dudes ain't trying to box in professional.
Okay. Most definitely. And I have heard that a lot about the transition. And I know a lot of guys that's probably top-notch amateurs, they do find it kind of hard, adjusting to, the speed and everything of the pro game. So let me ask you this then. What would you tell anyone wanting to pursue the sport of boxing?
Get ready to work hard. I mean, and a lot of time is have to be put in this if you're serious about it. If you're going in there just to get a check or just to do something or whatever, you can train a little bit and do that. But if you really want to make it far in this game, you're going to have to make some real sacrifices. You're going to have to take some time to really put in that work. Because if not, this is how people feed their families. So it's guys who in here who may not be the top names, but they training every day to get their name at the top of that list.
Okay. Most definitely. So, first off, I want to shout out another content creator who pretty much, you know what I'm saying, basically, paved the way for me to get this interview with you. Salute to Hankin TV. Hankin TV. I appreciate Hankin TV because he played a major role in us sitting here and getting this interview going. So,
yeah, that's my guy right there.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Much respect to him. So I want to ask you this, Rob. Okay, what's been your most memorable moment so far in your career?
It had to be beating Tommy Morrison for that WBC belt. Coming into that fight, I knew I could beat him, and everybody in my camp knew I could beat him, but nobody in boxing did. Nobody in boxing thought I even had a chance going into that fight. I was coming off an injury. So I didn't really get to train the way I wanted to and be in the shape I wanted to be in. But instead of worrying about how my body looked, which it didn't look great that night, but I focused on just the boxing aspect that, since we got that short notice call. And I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to win no belt. So for me, that was my biggest one. I beat the son of a legend, but not just the son of a legend, but he was paving his own way. He was undefeated with 18 knockouts, 20-0. So he wasn't some run over or some kid, some kid that just was boxing with the name. Like, he actually was out here winning fights and making a name for himself. And he was ranked pretty high in the WBC. So that really was the one.
Okay, and I believe that's the more, because I know it's two of the Morrison brothers. I think that's the one that had beat the other Rodman, Hakeem Rodman Jr., right?
Yep, knocked him out. Yep, knocked him out in the 5th round.
So let's talk about that. It's crazy because I had a feeling you was gonna bring that up, but kind of let's speak on that that fight right there. Let's speak on your training camp, because you just said that it was a last minute call you received. So how much preparation time or how much time did you have in training camp to prepare for that fight?
I literally had 3 weeks, and not to be funny, I actually got I had got a meniscus tear from an incident I had. I can't really speak on because we're still going through that right now.
Oh yeah.
But I had a slip and fall or whatever and tore my meniscus, and I wound up being out for almost half a year from the gym. And as soon as I got the call from my doctor that I can go back and start training, 2 days later I got the call for the Kinsey fight. So I literally wasn't myself in there either.
So basically, was it any second thoughts? Like, because right now, a lot of people, they risk their life. Salute to you, salute to everybody that put on those gloves. When you step in there for everybody else's entertainment, when you step in there to feed your family, you also risking your life, and you also risking the possibility of not walking in that ring the same way, walking out the ring the same way you walked in. So, did you have any doubts? Like, nah, I'm not gonna take it. Did you need any time to consider it, or what was your process to just accepting the fight?
I did. I had a long talk with my family. I had a long talk with my coaches, and everybody wasn't on board at first. They knew I could beat them, but like you said, that timing was like, am I gonna really have the time? But I sat down and thought to myself, like, skill-wise, I know I can beat him. Skill-wise, I know if I don't gas out in that fight, that's why I didn't try to knock him out when I had him hurt in the 4th round, because I was like, skill-wise, I know I can beat him. It was just about staying, So like I said, I didn't focus on my body at all. We trained 3 times a day for that fight. So even though I didn't have the time as far as days go, I made up with it by the actual sessions that I actually did, because normally we're not training that many times a day, for a fight. So I trained 3 times a day leading up to that fight. So it was all boxing. It wasn't a whole lot of running, whatnot. It was literally sparring and getting ready for that fight. So yeah, we had our negative thoughts at first, like, I could really get hurt, because I seen what he did to Rockman. And I seen he had that one-punch knockout power that can get you out of there. But I knew if I just didn't let him set his feet, that he couldn't beat me.
So let me ask you this. So how would you describe his power compared to other opponents that you faced previously? Like, was he one of the hardest punchers, or have you fought or sparred someone with harder punching power? Like, where did you rate that?
I will put him, as far as everybody I've been in there with, I will put him at 4. And I can go down a list. I can go down a list real quick. I can go my teammate, the one I train with all the time. I can go Jermaine Franklin.
Oh yeah, okay.
We spar every day, and it ain't as hard as much no more because we've been sparring so much. But yeah, he got that crack. He can crack. I trained and went to training camp with Jared Anderson. Okay. He can crack. He can hit, and he's got the boxing ability. And then Giuseppe Cusimano. I know a lot of people probably don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. He, at the time I fought him, he was 15-0 with 14 knockouts. Had like a 10-fight streak of first-round knockouts, and he hit me pretty hard. That dude bruised my chest. I didn't even know you could have a bruised heart, but yeah, he bruised my heart.
For that fight?
Yeah, and the hard part about that is there's no recovery time for that because your heart don't. That's the only muscle you can't rest. So. That just has to come with time. And then Kinsey, yeah, like I said, his power is if he can set his feet, he can get you out of there. But the thing with his power is you just don't let him set his feet. You know what I'm saying? So everybody else can punch while they moving, But he was the one I fought that if I didn't let him set his feet, he couldn't hit me as hard. But when he did hit me, yeah, I felt it.
Okay, most definitely. And that right there, I will say, just like you said, he was undefeated going into that fight, had a lot of, buzz around him.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, currently present day, I know he went on to fight a guy named Nathan Bedwell, and I know he TKO'd him in the it was a 6 rounder. He TKO'd him in the 5th round. So let's speak about after that fight. Okay, so after the fight, after you beat Kenzie, basically you got the fight on the FA Ajagba card with Joseph McCall. I want to say, speak about that.
That fight right there. Yep, and literally right after the Kenzie fight, I had to go back and get my meniscus put together, which put me out another 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Because I took that fight, even though my doctor cleared me, I don't think he cleared me to fight. I think he cleared me to go back and start training. So I had to go back and get some things cleaned up in my knee. I took some more time off, which hurt me on that one. And I probably should have took a tune-up first. But, with me getting older in my career or whatever, I was like, it's time to step on the gas and get those bigger fights. When you look back at it, I can't say I think I took Brandon Moore kind of light. I knew he didn't grow up boxing. I knew he didn't have that pedigree that I had, but I underestimated him. And by the time I figured him out, it was too late. He's a long fighter. He was like 6'7". Dude was jabbing me, felt like from the other side of the ring. And he never, went away from his plan. Like most heavyweights I fight, they try to get you out of there, or over time they kind of wear out. But he never got away from his plan of just making the fight boring and just throwing jabs. So once he did that or whatever, that helped him win that fight. He pretty much jabbed and held on, jabbed, held on. So I can't be mad at him for the game plan he had, but I really should have waited to take that fight where I was like at full strength. So I could have pressured him a lot more. I walked to him a lot and wasn't busy that fight.
So let me ask you this. So what do you feel like played a key factor in you taking it? Was it a nice payday? Was it just because I know you said you took him light. Was it, someone, because I know he had, at that time, I want to say you was the first fight from his promotional deal he signed with Top Rank, either the first or second fight you was. So was it, a good payday, or was it, you felt like even, without you just being 100% that you could, take them, or what played a factor in you just taking that a little bit earlier than you should have?
It was the ranking. It was the ranking. He wasn't ranked that high, but it was the ranking in the belt. We was fighting for NABF belt, which would have put me in position to, start making some noise at the world level, which I'm not staying at heavyweight. I'm gonna just make that clear. I'm not staying at heavyweight. I fought these last couple fights. I actually was signed as a cruiserweight, but my last 3 fights, I came off injuries. So it was take it or leave it type deal. But it was the ranking, and I knew if I won that fight with him, I can call out Kevin Lorena, who currently got the WBC world title at Bridgeweight. So that would have been, because me and him actually was supposed to fight for his world title at cruiserweight or whatever, but the pandemic hit. So I wanted that opportunity to fight him or whatever. And then I knew if I beat him, I can go over and fight over on one of those cars over in, Saudi Arabia, get on one of those cars. Those were the opportunities that was lining up if I won that fight.
Okay, yeah, okay. So basically you trying to make some, shake up. You trying to shake up the Bridgerweight division.
Yeah, that too. But I'm actually gonna go back to cruiserweight because it's actually a guy I'm looking at named Derek Miller. He's got a fight coming up in June. He's undefeated in America right now. I mean, he's undefeated. I think in America he's ranked number 4 in the world. As far as America go, I think he in the top 30 in the world. And I figure if I come back down and beat him, which I know I can, but if I come back down there and fight him and beat him, and I'm at the correct weight that I should be at, or whatever, that'd be an easy fight for me, and I can go ahead and make some noise back before my career over at cruiserweight.
And one thing I will say to you, salute to you on that Brandon Moore fight. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to, salute to Brandon Moore, but
yeah,
after your fight, you really So a lot of people you exposed him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah.
people you exposed Brandon. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially like just from the eye test, certain people will be like, oh nah, you wasn't in the best shape, and then just the size difference and everything. And
Yeah.
to be real, I kind of feel like that fight kind of rose your stock a little bit more than and kind of dropped his.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you agree or disagree with that.
No, I agree with that. I talked to Timothy Bradley after the fight because he the one called the fight. So I talked to him at that, and he was like, "Man, if you actually would have been letting your hands go the way that I know the way I know you can, you actually could have won that fight really easy." And I knew that. I couldn't. I don't know what it was that night. I just couldn't pull the trigger. I didn't. It wasn't like an AB moment where it's like, every fight y'all asked me to let my hands go. It's just like literally that fight. I don't know why I couldn't really let my hands go. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them things where I had an off night, and I picked the wrong night to have an off night. And it wasn't like I haven't been under the lights. I fought on Showtime. I fought on, and I done fought on TV before. So it wasn't the lights that got to me, but I just couldn't let my hands go that night. And felt like my footwork weren't where it was supposed to be. And if you actually watch his last fight, that guy had the same game plan I did. He just was throwing a bunch of overhand rights, overhand lefts until he finally caught Brandon Moore and got him out of there. That was our game plan, but it's just not my style of fighting. But that actually was our game plan to beat him in the first place.
Oh yeah, in the Torres fight. Yeah,
Yeah, Torres, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I will say though. When it comes down to your whatnot, some people may look at the age or whatnot. Some people may look at your record or whatnot. I feel like you got a respectable record. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. So some people kind of look at you like as a sleeper. But I had to really go back and look at some of your fights, man. You a dog enough. You get what I'm saying? And that's one thing. There's a lot of things that could be taught, but you know what I'm saying? That dog, that you know what I'm saying? Either you got it or you don't. So that's most definitely. I gotta salute you on that one.
I really feel like the Brandon Moore fight is the only loss I've had in my career. If you go back and look at the 3 losses prior to that, George Arias, split decision on his card. When I fought the guy from Russia, split decision on the card that was based for him. Craig Lewis, all those fights. If they can pull up any film and watch those whole fights or whatever, you can see who really won them fights. And the Craig Lewis fight wasn't close. That's my homeboy. We cool now, but I messed with him. That fight wasn't close at all. And that fight was talked about nationally, and wasn't even on TV. Yeah. And the guy that I fought from Russia, I fought him or whatever, and he dropped me in the first round. I'm not gonna lie. He dropped me in the first round. But if you go back and look at all his clips, they show all of his whole fights. Mm-hmm. Me and his highlights, it's that first round, and they don't show nothing else from there. And it's a backstory behind that. Both those guys were crunk fighters. If you go back and look at the judges, both judges that ruled against me, both were Detroit Golden Glove coaches.
Oh, it had that bias, that biasness in there.
Yeah, and the guy from New York had me beating the Russian guy 5 rounds to 1. The other guy, I think he was from Missouri, in the Craig Lewis fight had me winning 6 rounds to 9. So I don't know how you can have that big of a discrepancy in a fight. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, them fights. And then George Arias, that fight at worst should have been a draw, but I felt like I outpointed him easier. George Arias really wasn't a hard fight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, George Arias, that's the guy also, he fought Jared Anderson, right?
I actually was in camp for Jared Anderson for that fight.
Oh, you was in camp with him?
Yeah. I was helping him get ready for George Arias.
What was the atmosphere like in that camp leading up to that?
Amazing. It was amazing because it wasn't just him. That was the fight that Stevenson was fighting. What's the Mexican guy that he beat for the belt?
Oh, you talking about
Oscar Valdez?
Yeah, Oscar Valdez. Yup, Valdez. Oh, so you was out in Houston? You was in Houston?
No, we was in Vegas for that one.
Oh, y'all was in Vegas for that camp? Okay. Okay.
We was in Vegas for that camp. And it was crazy because that's right before Terrence Crawford got the offer to fight Errol Spence. So Terrence Crawford had been in camp with them that whole time, sparring like he was fighting next week.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't, and seeing all of them train the way that they train or whatever, I'm not going to give up all their secrets, about what they do in camp. But seeing how they train showed me like it's another level to this as far as the training go. You know what I'm saying? You can do the sparring, you can do all that stuff. And we spar a lot of rounds where I'm at, but we ain't sparring like that. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like we it ain't like it's a thing like our coaches messed up or did something wrong. It's just like different camps do different things or whatever. So I just picked off a piece of what they was doing and brought that back into the stuff that I do now.
Okay, facts. Okay, well, the shit, that's what's up. At least you know what I'm saying. At least you're a smart enough fighter, to see what other things, see what works for you, see what don't, and just integrate it into your game plan. So while we on the topic of that, let's speak on where are you currently, what gym are you currently training out of, and who's your head trainer or strength and conditioning or people like that you are working with right now.
I'm currently right now at Ultimate Boxing. My trainer is Jesse Addison. Like, a lot of people know him from training Jermaine Franklin or whatever. So that's my head trainer. And also Lorenzo Reynolds, who was his son. That's my strength and conditioning coach. He was an undefeated professional, 2-time Golden Glove national champion, Olympic runner-up. Sub. He was Olympic sub or whatever. So, and he only stopped boxing because he got injured. But he literally was undefeated as a professional on his way. He was Al Heyman's first sign, him and Vernon Forrest. So that's the group I got around me right now. You know what I'm saying? I got great teachers around me, and Lorenzo, he just don't give up on you. Like, he gonna work you to death. Work you to death. Yeah, he gonna work you to death. So I like my team. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm not one of these fighters. Like, when I lost my fights, it was because of me. My trainers gave me what I was supposed to do. A lot of these fighters go undefeated and then change their trainers, and it's like, you lost one fight because you had an off night or you couldn't beat the guy that was in front of you. The trainers ain't had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Well, matter of fact, so let me ask you your opinion then. Since we on that, just to ask your opinion, I'm gonna bring up a couple names because since you put it that way, you're right about that. So let's the Deontay Wilder and when he picked up Malik Scott and he dropped man, I don't know why my head just went blank. His
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah,
his trainer. Once he dropped his trainer, how you felt about that?
I thought it was the wrong move. Like I said, I'm not around him every day, so I can't speak to whether it was something personal between them. I think the fact that his trainer stopped that fight and Deontay Wilder was in warrior mode, when you on that level, I think sometimes stuff you can get embarrassing as a man. It's like, why did you stop that fight? I want to go out on my shield. So I think that was the biggest thing that made him get rid of him. But should he know? Because that guy took him from nothing to where he was at. And with his limited boxing ability to get him to that level to fight a Tyson Fury in the first place, that story don't happen. I mean, that's the stuff you make movies out of.
Mark Breland, y'all. So he was
an Olympian. I think Mark Breland was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah. Mark Breland's kind of they a lot of people say he was one of the top amateurs. Period. Top amateur boxers. Period. So I kind of felt like he brought diversity and he brought just another. You get what I'm saying? Another outlook, or another way to do things. Like, he realized, okay, he doesn't have the skill wise, so he basically used his athleticism and incorporated all that into his game. And Malik Scott, salute to him, but it's a lot of people feel like it's kind of too little, too late with the philosophy that Malik Scott is trying to put across. So
he's already what he is at this point. Like, the fact that he got him to that point, and it's not like he got embarrassed by Fury. Like, you just had an off night. Like, so. I mean, salute to Mark Breland for taking him where he at. At that point, I don't think Malik Scott could have helped him because he's trying to make him box when he's clearly he's a power puncher. He got a weapon that when you get hit with it, it take you out. So you got to kind of zero in on that. And they kind of stripped. If you watch his last couple fights, he was kind of stripped of just sitting down on that right hand, which what made him who he was. He was, even when he caught the one guy, it was a counter punch, and that's just not him.
So, are you talking about Zhang this past couple weekends ago?
No, not Zhang. When he caught the one guy, Helenius, when he knocked Helenius out.
Okay. I kind of feel like, personally, he probably should have got back in there a little bit soon after that fight, because it's kind of, one round. You get what I'm saying? Like, one round, kind of, get that rust off. You didn't really take that much damage in that fight. Get back out there, get back in the groove. So, before I ask you the next question, I just want to know your thoughts about that Zhang fight. What do you think about the Zhang fight? And do you feel like retirement is because a lot of people is hitting that retirement? Do you think that he should retire? And what do you
I
think
think
about
so. I think now he should. I think
Mhm.
because of the way he got knocked out or whatever. Like, do I think it was the right call by the ref? No. Because if you watch it, anytime you see a fighter turn his back, and that's part of the rules, anytime a fighter turns his back, he's supposed to get a warning. Zane actually was allowed to let it, catch him while he's turning around. And Wilder's clearly looking at the ref. Now, if you watch it, he got caught with a punch or whatever. But I think he got scraped in the eye or whatever, so he just didn't kind of know what happened. So he was dazed. But when he spun around, the ref's supposed to give him a warning, stop it and give it a warning. But when he turned around and got caught with that hook, that was a bad call on the ref. But they also say defend yourself at all times, so you can't really say that. But the way he was knocked out, yeah, I don't think he should have. He was actually looking good until that moment, even though he wasn't throwing a lot of punches. I seen he was setting that up, and he was getting ready to try to start dropping that right. You could see it or whatever. But I do think it's time to retire, man. That dude made a lot of money. He took care of his daughter like he said he wanted to do. He came from I don't want to say came from nothing, but he wasn't a boxer.
Yeah,
he was in his 20s. So I mean, to be able to pull that off and make as much money as he made, I mean, you've done your job now, and you still marketable as a person. You can come back and do commentating. It's a lot of stuff that he can come back and do that can still make him money, that keep money coming in where he's not breaking into his money. And I'm pretty sure he probably made some good investments, hopefully. So, I think he should get out the game.
Okay, yeah, most definitely. Okay, so I want to ask you. I want to shift and I want to ask you about something else. So I just want to let me play this short clip and let me take a short commercial break. Then I'll be right back. We'll be right back home.
You're gonna lose some of this anger? No, I need respect. When you show me respect and stop writing trashy articles about me, then I'll show you respect. I'm a man. Listen. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to waste my life because when I die, I'm going to paradise. And I'm not worried, so I'm in a hurry to die. But no one's going to disrespect me, and no one's going to write nonsense about me without me retaliating back. I'm a man, and I can only take so much, and I'm not going to sit back and take so much punishment. I'm a human being, and I need love just like everyone else. You can't talk about me and disrespect me. I have children, too.
Well, opportunists. They look for a chance for you to fall, but they stay close to you as if they're your friend or your empowered. But as soon as the opportunity comes, and they may help the opportunity by putting somebody, by planting somebody in your situation. As soon as the time comes where you're down and out, that's when everybody stick their forks in your neck and in your back. But then one day, if you're strong and you overcome your adversity, then it's going to be their turn. But let's see how well they handle it. I don't think the people that can handle it well as I handle it. They're not as tough as they think they are. Everyone thinks they're a tough guy, they're a big shot. They're not. Deep down inside. If you strip them down for what they truly are, they're cowards. Because they manipulate.
Okay, y'all, and we're back. Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a Tyson fan. I was blessed with the opportunity to meet Tyson and whatnot. So I'm a Tyson fan. So I'm kind of biased with the clips. But I do want to ask you this. I do want to ask you this though, Robert, and I want to salute to you because a lot of fighters, they put a lot into this game, and in return, some make certain investments, that'll carry them beyond the ring, and some don't. So, I kind of want to speak on your business, the Twisted Drinks 2020s, and basically, I want to speak on it and try to see how did you get it started and what was the motivation behind it.
Yeah, during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, we was trying to figure out what we could do during this time. I couldn't fight or whatever, and we was already knowing it was getting closer to the end of my career, so we was like, well, what could we do, to make some money? So me and my wife was talking, and we actually at the time was having a little sip of wine, and at that moment I was like, man, I don't want to do clothes at that time. Like, I don't want everybody around me was starting clothing lines. Everybody around me was starting, boutiques and all that stuff. So I was like, what could I do that'll set me apart from that, that'll give me some money? So that's when we jumped into the vodka game. We started, experimenting ourselves, trying different, stuff out. And then we wound up, coming up with a formula that worked as far as our vodka goes. And we came up with 3 flavors. Since I'm in Michigan and I don't have an actual factory, I can only produce so much vodka per month. So we was like, how can we stretch it, because we can't just sell it, right out as a vodka because we're not gonna have that much. So we started mixing it and started stretching it. And then during the pandemic, we did a lot of pop-up shops. We was going from different towns doing the pop-ups. I don't know if they was doing that where y'all was at, but during the pandemic time, it was pop-ups everywhere because you couldn't go nowhere. So it was a lot of people starting businesses. We did a bunch of pop-up shops, and that's how it grew. And then, I was thinking about, bringing it to a bigger company. But then I said in the end, we got with this guy that's helping us through this process with the licensing and all that stuff. So we just figured out we could just do this on our own, So in the meantime, we do weddings, parties, we do different events. We went ahead and got our bartending license so we can, do those type of events and kind of bring our drink to the forefront, and use it that way. So that's how we came up with it. It was literally just sitting on the sitting on the porch having some wine. And we was like, and it's crazy that we did it, but like I said, it is expensive to start. It's a lot of licensing you have to get. It's a lot of stuff you got to do to, make it work. But in turn, like you said, it's an investment, and I haven't had to bring anybody in money wise or anything. It's literally started from the ground up.
Okay, so basically, if someone, do you guys ship nationwide, worldwide type thing?
Yes, we do. We do. I'm finishing up the website because we rebranded. When I first started, we didn't have the access that we did, like I said, because of the pandemic, to other things that we actually needed to brand it. So it kind of looked at cartoonish a little bit as far as like some of our logos and stuff like that. So we went on ahead and rebranded and everything like that. So literally our actual opening is going to be on Juneteenth. We got an event here that we do in the Saginaw. And then that next day, we're going to start, doing our shipping and stuff like that. Okay, man. I'm gonna have to go and get me some of that, man. So when y'all see me doing, when y'all see me doing my shows, y'all, somewhere in the setup, I'm gonna have a bottle in hand or whatnot. I'm gonna give an honest review of it, and I'm gonna show some love because I'm not gonna lie to you. I salute things like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, the black businesses and everything. And especially, you somebody that, you're using, your mind and putting it into other things. So to be honest with you, just personally, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna try and push it and I'm gonna show some love because, you gave me opportunity, said I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna let the people know how it tastes, where they can get it. It is what it is. I might even do me some they gonna have to pop up on me, Rob. You hear me? Yeah,
They gonna have to pop up on me, man. So
we also got the clothing company too.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask you about next. Okay, tell us about it. Let's talk about the clothing company.
Roberto Cosa. That stands for Robert's Thing in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So we came up with that. I was sitting around like like I said, I'm still not gonna do jogging suits and none of that stuff, but accessories. I'm doing hats. We're doing like the varsity jacket look. We got some more things coming. Women's purses. What else we got? We want to do belts, and then I got a shoe that's gonna drop this week. So after we get off of here, I go ahead and send you that look in your inbox of what those gonna look like. But yep, we've been working with this company out of Japan or whatever. They got the shoe lines that you can actually pick from and then design yourself. So that's what I wound up doing with them or whatever for like the past 3 months. We've been going over this shoe. They send me a picture. I'm like, nope, I don't like that. Take that off. So we've been, we finally perfected it and got it perfected to where I want to. So we'll be dropping that and doing pre-orders for those soon. So that's what's going to be next for me as far as that go. But yeah,
so what price you think it retail for that, for the shoe?
Well, I'm going to do the shoe at $100 a shoe.
Cause I really got like, you probably can't see them. I got 30 pairs of shoes over here. I got 30 pairs right here. I got some more over there. I got to get some more of these cases or whatnot, man. Most definitely. Yeah, send that to me, man. I rock the shoes. I like the design. I like the clothing. You know what I'm saying? I basically got my own, little style. Yeah. So most definitely, yeah, man. Let me know, man. Say, yeah. See, that's one thing I will say though, man. That right there, that's unique. Mm-hmm. That's innovative, even though other people try to do this and that, but that's unique, that's innovative, and that's something that everybody can support. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's something.
I tried a few other sites, like as far as the shoes go. Like if people been on my page, I've already had a shoe out before or whatever, but I wasn't in control of price point. And that's what kind of made me upset with them, is because we did a good split, but as far as price point go, they was overpricing what, I really wanted to sell a shoe for. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to come out and be some luxury brand off the bat. You got to work to that. You can't come out selling shoes for $240 or whatever, and then they get here and they look good, but to me, they wasn't $240 shoes. So I figured if I started a price point about $100 or whatever, or, every now and then come out with a sale or whatever, I figured that's a little bit more in the price range of people willing to spend, as opposed to, and we getting a good, rate on them when you buy them in bulk. So it's like, why would I try to, cheat my people out their money, for something that, and I'm in control of this one. It ain't no template made that I'm just, putting colors on. Like, I actually control the way the whole shoe looks.
Okay, most definitely. I got a couple more questions before we get up out of here. So around when do you think we can expect to see you back in the ring?
I said I'm talking to my promoter, and I said I want to go back in September. I already know the opponent I want. I already said that I'm gonna go to his fight in I think it's 2 weeks from now down in Detroit. I'm going there and I'm showing up.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I want to let him know that we should do this next. Because the way you get fights made is to do it that way. Me talking to his people and stuff like that, we can get it done, but I want him to let him know that I want him next.
You putting that pressure on him. You showing up to the fight.
I'm showing up to the fight, yeah. And I'm not going to be disrespectful, if he win, do his thing, but I just want to let him know I want next.
Okay, most definitely. So who are you currently being promoted by?
Dimitri Salita and Salita Promotions.
Oh, okay, you with Salita. Okay, you with Salita Promotions. Okay. Salute. I know Clarissa Shields with them also. Most definitely. So
he took a liking to me. He was actually coming to see Jermaine. And Jermaine was actually sparring that day, and he took a liking to me, and he told me that day, I won't sign you as a heavyweight. You get the cruiserweight, I sign you. And literally that summer I got down to cruiserweight, and it wasn't even the next day when I told him I got the cruiserweight, he sent me the contract.
Oh, salute to you for that, man. Most definitely. So okay, Rob, this right here, this is gonna be my final question before we do our little outros or whatnot. Gotcha. And salute to you again. But this is a question that this is basically what I want to ask you. Okay, when everything is all said and done or whatnot with your boxing career and everything, we know you have other endeavors outside of the ring. But for right now, let's talk about the boxing career. What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want the people to remember about Robert Sizzl Sims? Talk to me, Rob.
I want everybody to remember you as a guy that everybody counted out and wound up coming up and being on top. And I want everybody to know that I'm going to get a world title before this thing is over with. And also that you can, like I said, you can never count me out, man. I'm gonna work. Yeah, I got some skill or whatever, but it's all from hard work. And that's what I want my legacy to be. That a guy who worked his tail off to get to where he got, and he didn't cheat the game.
Most definitely. That's respect. So, Rob, let them know where they can find you at on any social medias or anything like that, where they can find you if they want to, communicate or, shop, where can they find you?
Yep. As far as Facebook, it'll just be Robert Sims on Facebook. Instagram is Sizzl331. TwistedDrinks2020.com if you want to look up the drinks. And then RobertoCosta.com will be coming soon.
Most definitely. And everybody, we're going to put all the links in the description of this video when the video drops. And one thing I got to say it again, man, I appreciate Rob for coming through. I really do. I appreciate it. Many blessings on all your future endeavors. I got to be honest with you. Cam, I like to drink, y'all. So I'm gonna have to go. I gotta go and get me. I gotta go and get me some of the drink, y'all. I love shoes, y'all. So I'm gonna have to go and check out the shoe, y'all. So most definitely, and let's normalize supporting our people and supporting people when they doing something positive and taking the necessary steps to, get to where they going. And there's much love and motivation Anything else you want to say? I'm gonna play this commercial. I'm gonna end it. Then I want to say one thing after I end the recording, and we'll be done. But anything else you want to say to people?
I just want to let the people know to be looking out soon for me. You know, we definitely gonna bring home that either that green and gold or that black and gold. You know, after this fight in September, we definitely going for the top. Jai Atea, he the one who got all the belts at cruiserweight. If he do not leave, that is who I'm after.
Oh man, he not playing around, man. He not playing around. He man, come on, man. Robert Sizzle Sims, man. He not playing around, y'all. I'm gonna be following everything that go on with him or whatnot, and y'all do the same. Let me play this. We're gonna end this off with the great Mr. Ali, man. Let him speak some positivity and some wisdom.
Whether it was Allah who was saying it, Elijah Muhammad, or whether it was something that someone wrote about you after you'd gone. What's the thing you would most like people to say about your life? He was a great champion, or what? What would you like people to think about you when you've gone?
I'd like for them to say he took a few cups of love. He took 1 tablespoon of patience, 1 teaspoon of generosity, 1 pint of kindness. He took 1 quart of laughter, 1 pinch of concern, and then he mixed willingness with happiness. He added lots of faith, and he stirred it up well. Then he spread it over a span of a lifetime, and he served it to each and every deserving person.
Salute to everybody, man. We gone, y'all. Salute.